Hey y'all, it's me, Niecy Lynn. This is the 1st of August, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 2025. This is Flosstube 286. Good morning, Jonathan. Good morning, Rebecca. Sherry, be sure and give Diesel a hug for me. I have something in my eye, but I'm probably going to be messing with my eye all day. We have been having so much fun all week, and y'all bear with me. I'm growing the hair out a little bit, I think into like a little Bixie or something. Not a pixie, but a Bixie. And so we're at kind of the crazy stage now. So anyway, prepared to look at crazy hair for a little bit. We had Harry Potter birthday fun yesterday. I'll show you those pics in a minute. This morning, we're gonna run by and see Mama. We're going to spend the day in Maypearl. We're going to then we'll have Brahms tonight. Then we'll have the zoo tomorrow. We're going to the zoo. So we have all the fun things planned to finish out our big hoopla before the girls go back to school. And I'm gonna try to move that there without bumping the camera. I did get some stitching done this week. I worked just like a little bit on a lot of things. I did get a big finish, which I do believe is here in the stack somewhere. Please say yes. Yes, it is. Which I just realized I don't have my boards. Kimi, Ari, can one of y'all hear me? Yeah. Will you go in Shug's Stitchy room, and right there on your right, there are those little boards with the clips that I put my stitching on when I show it. Will you bring me a big one? Let's see if she can figure out what I'm talking about. They're not here when I video much anymore, so they may not remember. But we went to, there is a bookstore here in town. We have a little bookstore. And if you do not have a local bookstore, find one and just let them ship you things. I know it's so easy to use Amazon, but I'm trying so hard to, oh no, not that baby. One of the little ones that's covered in cloth that has the little clips around the edge. You remember which ones I'm talking about? Yeah. Thank you. You're so sweet. Should forgot it. Find a bookshop. It doesn't have to be super close. I mean, let's be honest, it's going to cost you a couple of dollars shipping, and it may cost you a couple of more dollars, but a local business could really use the help. Let's all try to do small business. I just had a fun week. I worked at the atelier on Friday and Sunday, Thursday and Sunday. Sunday, I know. Another day and Sunday. And so I was busy. We sold, some things. We were talking about teacups, and what's it? Pat Kriegel. I sold the sweetest little Rohaviland teacup. Was so sweet, and Kim has several in his booth, and all his stuff is like super affordable. That one will do. I thought there was a bigger one, but it's okay. Thank you, baby. Go prop your foot back up. She jabbed her foot last night and has a hole in her foot, so it's hurting. They were running around trying to get Catchy to load up last night, and she stepped on a piece of one of the little covers off of our downspouts has gone awry. And then the top of the little things got chipped. I'm sure the mowers or weed eaters or something hitting it over time had a sharp space, and she hit it with her foot and it poked a little hole. So her foot is sore. So, where was I at with that? Oh, Kim his booth has he has mainly smalls. And he just has some of the sweetest things, sweetest little teacups ever. So cute. And so he had those, and the lady said, how can I pass up this little sweet Haviland teacup for, I think it was like $1.25 or something. But he just goes and he finds what he thinks other people like, and he brings it back, and everything's super affordable. So his little booth was so sweet to see, and I love it because he also has smalls. A lot of times, they're always affordable, And a lot of times he'll have like a bag of Hot Wheels, or he'll have things like this. And so then kids, you know, you'll see kids over there with their parents, and they'll be talking to their kids about money and having their money and how to, you know, count their money and manage money. So that makes me super happy to see that. But let me see, before we go any further, I will show some of our Harry Potter pictures. Now, it was hot as all get out. I mean, hot as blue blazes, y'all. No joke. It was so hot. But here we were. There it goes. Here we were before we left. We had Dusk with us, and Catchy, and Kimi, and Aria, and they're Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. I'm a Slytherin. And we just had the best time. And so Dusk put on the other Slytherin one. It was longer. So Catch wore just the plain robe. But this is when I zoomed in on his face. I just made him little wands and put, Kimi had the good idea to put a pom-pom on the end to hot glue that on there to keep them from, you know, poking themselves or someone else. And so it did look a little bit like magic. So then I haven't cleaned these up or doctored these any. They had a little photo booth set up, and it's O'Brien's Bookshop here in Midlothian. And they had the sorting hat was out. They had the sorting hat for you to use. They had a little rack, a clothes rack. So if any of you are doing Harry Potter party, I'm sure you've seen this before, but it just had empty coat hangers on it, and it said free invisibility cloaks. So it was so cute. Let's see. There I was. Kimi with her braces off. She got her braces off this week. And then Catchy found this rocking chair. They have a little rocking chair in the children's section, and he was set up. Now, he was loving that. And so here we are, kind of all smile. Well, Annie was in there, and all the kids. Like I say, Catchy loved the rocking chair. We're gonna have to see about getting him a rocking chair. And then, oh, we have a quiz that I forgot about. Then we have a little dessert bar. It's a couple of doors down, and they have like sweets and then like bar drinks, right? So, you know, it's kind of like a date night spot or something. And, but they, for Harry Potter's birthday, they had butterbeer, like, you know, non-alcoholic butterbeer, which is like cream soda with some cream in it, and then like caramel on it. Had a froth on top and then caramel on the froth. And so we went in there to get some butterbeer. And so Catchy had to have a big giant cookie. And then, oh my gosh, the face. Dusk wanted a cupcake. And evidently it was good. He was taking a big old bite. Aria, Kimi took that one of Aria. And then here they are with their butterbeer and their cupcakes and a cookie. Kimi got a strawberry milkshake cookie there. That one's better. That one's a little better. And let me see if I can get this to play. I don't know if I can get this to play where y'all can hear it. But you like it a lot? Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna hit play and try to get this to play where y'all can hear it. Come on. Don't do me like this. There we go. Come on, quit. Close you. Catchy, do you like butterbeer?
I didn't never tasted it before.
But you like it a lot?
Or any dog.
He didn't ever taste it before, y'all. He had never tasted it before. That was his first time having the butterbeer. And then last night, y'all look at this. They were doing the magnetiles, and he was mad because she had built a big car, and then he had brought his two wheels in there, and he wanted to smash hers and build his with hers instead of bringing the rest of the bin in there to build his with. And so he was mad because I told him no, he couldn't smash her, so she said he could. And he was a little angry about that. But we had so much fun. It was a great day, and it was a great, I think they did a good business. I told each of the kids they could pick out a book. And so the girls got a little journal that has like disappearing ink in it, like the Marauders map. And then the boys picked up oh my gosh, it's not Paw Patrol. A Paw Patrol book that has little, the little magnet scenes or the little figurines that you can move around. They wanted that. They were all very affordable. And then, like I said, when we went down to the dessert bar, Annie got it before I could, so I didn't get to pay for the butterbeer and everything. So thank you, Annie, so sweet. But they were so good. We're fortunate they're redoing our little downtown area there, and so there's a little Fifi's indoor playground. There is the dessert bar. There is the bookstore. There is some new restaurants opening up. So I hope it continues to go really well. But the people were super accommodating. So, you know, if you don't have a little bookstore in your town, and yes, you may pay $5 or $6 more, but if you remember, Amazon don't need that $5 or $6. That person running a small business needs that $5 or $6. So if there's any way that you can spend the extra $5 or $6, remember that it goes so much further for a small business than the $5 or $6 you save takes off of Amazon. Okay, so that's my rant for the day. And I was laughing because one of y'all, Fig Skater, which I love, what a great name. She said her grandkids say, "Grandma's on a rant." Listen, us grandma's gonna have to get on a rant sometimes. Grandma's gonna have to get on a rant to keep things moving like they ought to. And Heidi, a meetup at Hoops and Needles would be fabulous. I'm gonna message Candy and see if maybe we can do a little meetup up there, or if she already has something set up like that. That would be marvelous. And True to Best said that the scorpions and the tarantulas she is out on it, okay? And Charles too, he said he didn't remember that. In the hill country, we have them, so like from Central Texas on down through the hill country, but once you get further on down to the coast, I don't know if it's too wet. I don't know. I don't remember ever seeing them anywhere around big bodies of water. Now they'll be in the damp leaves and stuff, and the rocks and the leaves. Sometimes if you go out in the woods, but not a ton. Not a ton. They're mainly under, like, you'll flip rocks over and stuff, and they'll be up under there in between logs. Like if you have a pile of like your firewood, when you go to grab out some of it, you have to be careful. Also, it is tarantula season. They're mating right now, and Patty is seeing a report about them, and now is on the. And I did tell. She said, call Keely and tell him to be extra vigilant, him and Bebe, because I seen this story about the tarantulas, and they are real here. We do have tarantulas. I can remember being a little girl walking back from Vacation Bible School, and some years they are more prevalent than others. I'm not sure if it's cyclical or if it has to do with the weather being wet or dry, but sometimes they would just be going across the road in hordes. And now they'll usually try to kind of avoid you. They don't run up on you. And my good old girl grabbing onto her shoulder and taking her, they weren't house shoes, but they were like mules that she would wear, and she would take that mule and whack that tarantula with it and kill that tarantula. And Micah said when they were in high school at the old stadium, okay, before we built the new stadium here, the old stadium, if you were on special teams or anything for football, your job, which this is horrifying to me, was to keep the tarantulas off the field while other practice was going on. So if you were on, kicking team or anything like this, they would smash them with their helmets. There would be so many that they would be trying to run out onto the field. And, let's be honest, if you step on one, it's going to squish and you're going to slide and it's going to be a bad thing. So they are real here, and that is, a lot of people don't like that. They don't bother me. I don't want them own me particularly, I can watch them and not be. But now other bugs, same thing. I don't want them to own me, but I can watch them and be fine. I've got 2 big old jumping spiders out here that were in the skimmer that I cleaned them out, and I think I'm going to try to rehydrate them and put them in acrylic because they're beautiful. Big ones. They're beautiful. I did get a little bit more done on my candy cane of Mischief. I don't think I got half of this darker yellow right here done. So I've got all my light yellow in this section, and then about half, I think, of the dark yellow. Like I said, this comes as a complete kit. I don't know, they're like 20 something bucks, I think. Well worth it if you want to try linen for the first time. I think this is a piece of 20 count. So you work it over 2. And I will do a video on how to start a bag. I'll get back to that in a minute. How to start one of the mesh bags. But I love stitching these. They're a great late night stitch when you're tired, your brain's just like, where's my threads for this? Right here. They come with everything you need is in here. These are done with pearl cottons. So cute. So that one got a little bit of attention one night. I think while we were watching Blind Spot. I think. And then now also toward the end, y'all might have seen me in the cover holding a vintage quilt. I have had these out in the garage in a big tub. They were stitched by my great granny. My great granny that did my little around the world quilt with the 1-inch squares. And I have been meaning to parcel them out to the kids since a good old girl died. Y'all, that has been so many years ago, but I haven't done it yet. It's happening. While Micah was here, I said, listen, we're doing this. So it's a thing, it's going down, it's happening. I worked a little bit on my pumpkin picnic. It is by Teresa Kogut. It is out of, no, not Teresa Kogut, I'm a liar. Hands-On Design and Summer House Stitches. I'm sorry, Kathy. Whose name is Haberman, and my brain wants to say Haberman. And I know she a million times is like, I wish everybody would learn how to say my name. I am so sorry. But I kept my brain, every time I look at it, it says Haberman instead of Haberman. And I don't know why. It is so cute. And then you have there it is. You can see right down there. It all folds in. So you'll see when I'm finished, it is one square, and then you just fold it all in on itself. I think I got another pumpkin and another couple of leaves done. Not much, but a little progress. And if you can't tell, I am dead on into my fall stitching. I will still do my 2 a month for my 13 for the 250th. Hey, Nancy's. This is on a piece of, I think, French Country Mocha. Nope, Espresso Lugana from Fabric on a Whim. Evidently, I'm not to be trusted with any information today. I went, I had to meet the guy at the storage building for Andrea for the, to get she's had some rugs and that a guy's getting. So I had to meet him. Yesterday. He was super sweet, and he has said he had a bad stroke. One of the ones right at like the base of your skull that most people don't survive. And he was doing so good. I was so happy. I mean, I'm like, man, you must have been killing it in rehab. Because I would have had no idea. He was doing so good. I love when I get to meet somebody and they've had like a victory. That makes me so happy to meet somebody and they've had a little victory, and I get to think about that and get to tell him congratulations on that. He said, well, I can't do anything super fast right now still, and my handwriting isn't great. I said, listen, I ain't had a stroke and my handwriting ain't great, so. Which he kind of laughed at, and I'm like, listen, laugh now, wait till you see me sign this paper, you're gonna be like, no, girl, you was not joking. I don't think I had finished my hat on the little, on my mouse. And I think I got his hat all finished up. So I won't show, I'm a liar. No, I did. I'm like, I swear, did I dream it? I did get his little hat finished. So we're gonna just look at him because it was just a few stitches, but you know, that was one of my goals for last week was to have his hat finished. And I didn't get it done. So this is my Twin Peaks primitive. Hello, twins. Nutcracker. It is gorgeous. It is such a gorgeous piece. I'm gonna recommend this piece to anybody, even if you don't want a big piece like this. You could do each one of these elements as ornaments on a tree, and it would be gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Think about it. You have the Nutcracker, you have the mouse, you have the, you could do a soldier, a clock, you could have Drossmeyer, Mother Ginger, I mean, Claire up there at the top, the Christmas tree. I mean, you literally could bust out each one of these individually and they would make beautiful ornaments, and I want somebody to do it. It's not gonna be me because I've already stitched them once doing this, but I did get his hat and his eyeball finished and everything. So he is, I haven't back stitched him. And I've been kind of trying to do some of the back stitch as I go, so I don't have a ton at the end. Oh, and I started on the other sword. That's what it was. So I did get some done on here. So here's his little face. His little crown is all finished up. And I need to do his whiskers, and then he has back stitching on his hand, on both hands. Which is around like his hand around the hilt right there. So he is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And I know this looks weird right here, but the word the Nutcracker goes right across here too. So it kind of looks funny, I think, right there, but then that word Nutcracker, the Nutcracker will be right across here. So he is absolutely gorgeous. I am so in love with him. And I'm just really curious to see if I love the Nutcracker more, because I think I am going to love the Nutcracker doing his face even more. So excited about this piece. The whole time I've been stitching it, there has not been a moment of this piece that was not absolute joy. I'm stitching on a piece of 32 count, Stormy Night Lagana. I think I'm in the frame there, kind of. And it has been sheer bliss. I am wanting to have it finished by Christmas. I don't know that I'll have it framed. I might, because I'll frame it myself. So I might get it done to display. But I'm mainly focusing on having it stitched. I want to have it stitched by Christmas time. I'm gonna have to go back and do my notes on this, because this is like kooky town. I'm just cramming things in, but I'm not trying to leave a big mess. Debbie, yes, I do not care. I love this. Debbie said, I don't care what happens to my stuff after I'm gone. I just want to love it while I'm here. That's the perfect way to put that. I will love it while I'm here. I don't care what happens to it after I'm gone. I really don't. I see pieces of silver and stuff there in the antique shop, and I think, oh, you know, how could someone's family let that go? Because I think I would display it, right? If I had a beautiful silver teapot, I would put just a cheap glass vase down in there, and then I would use it to put flowers in all the time, right? That's just what I would do. Because I think, I would love it. Anytime I was having people over, or I wanted a little pick-me-up, that's what I would do, right? I would just put some flowers in there, and the glass, I wouldn't have to worry about it getting yucky, you know, on the inside or anything, because it was sitting there with the, you know, flowers. The junk on there can get moldy and pit up the surface and all if you don't take it. So, just stick a little glass cylinder vase in there and it's fine, right? So, or a little glass, glass jar out of your cabinet. That's what I would do. And so I see them and I think, but people don't decorate that way. A lot of people don't. And so that's the thing, you do you. You do you, man. But I see it and I think, oh, okay, here's the other thing. This is another grossy down. There is a beautiful bread knife in there. I have a bread knife. It's a nice bread knife. It's not fancy bread knife. There is one that has like this mother of pearl handle. And it's not expensive. It's not like it's a $500 knife, y'all. I think it's like 20 bucks. And every time I walk around, because I dust and kind of straighten things up before I close every night, make sure everything's, out like it ought to be when I close. And there it sits. And I think, oh, look, the kids have been up here working on some things. Because this was not laying down like this. This that Ann sent me was not laying here. So it has been moved from somewhere. That's hilarious. Catchy is notorious for moving things around. He will move this here, that there, and he rearranges the fireplace, the bottom part that he can reach. If I don't have it like he thinks it ought to be, he fixes it for me, right? But I look at it every time, and I'm like, you're such a kook. But I'm like, that's so beautiful. And I make bread, I don't know, once a month or so. I can make cake and stuff like that, but I make bread about once a month. I should make it every week so we don't buy bread, but I haven't got that good. Probably never will. But it's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty, and I love it, Debbie. And yes, we just need to love our things. And yes, Glee. Everybody wants to say something, oh, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. And I'm going to try to say this the nicest way I can. It's true. There's that old saying, opinions are like buttholes, right? Everybody got one, and ain't nobody care about yours, right? You ain't care about nobody's but your own. That's the thing. So keep it to yourself. Nobody wants to hear your opinion. Here I am ranting, but I know it's a fact. Nobody wants to hear my opinion. Do your thing. Don't tell me to throw away my teacups. Don't tell me to throw away my punch bowls. And I get it. If you're reading that article, I guess maybe you're supposed to be kind of interested. But things like that, that's a hook for me. Things you should get rid of for a happier life. Things you should do for a happier life. Get rid of your teacups. I'm pretty sure in the grand scheme of their life, your teacups ain't what's causing you some grief. It is absolutely not your punch bowl. I'm gonna promise you. I'm gonna promise you. So, Big Skater, Grandma's on a rant again. This is my easily distracted. I have had a very hard time putting it down and not working on it like the whole time. Because it's by Kim Diehl. And like I said, a bunch of y'all, let me see where I can, there we go. You're fine. Micah, come on in. Micah. That door's locked. She ain't listening to me. She can't hear me. Micah, come in. Micah. Let mommy in. Come in. You're not going to bother nothing.
Looks like it's locked.
I'm hollering at her. I'm like, come in.
Sorry.
A bunch of y'all know her because she does design fabrics. And she has for the bigger bags, big project bags, and then for this Hexie bag. And this thing is amazing. So I have got, so here's like the whole big bag. And then it has a lot of the design down under here. So it'll probably come down to about right here. And she tells you on here, she is very good. Now a lot of the bags don't because they're not, like some of them aren't specifically designed for a bag originally. But this one is specifically designed for a bag. You could put it on anything, but she tells you, she is so good to come down about 2.5 inches from the top. So she has specifically taken into account that you're going to be stitching this on a bag and you may be apprehensive about where to start. So she is super sweet and intelligent to think to put that on there to give you a starting measurement. I think I dropped mine down a little bit lower than that because I wanted, see how the top of the star is not quite clear of this right here? And I think I may put a big, a ribbon, a band, a pretty band of tapestry ribbon of some sort around the top of my bag. And I may cover up these ugly handles. I don't know for sure, but it could happen. I'm just saying it could happen. That's my thought anyway. And so, because I want these colors pulled up here too. So I'm thinking I'm gonna find a tapestry ribbon and over here. Or I'm gonna phrase some denim, or I'm gonna something, okay? I want this, I want something, a band around the top, and then I want my handles covered, so. But she does tell you where to start, and like I said, she gives you, she tells you exactly what she did. So she's very, very good about giving all that. And yes, one of you mentioned, these threads are beautiful, but they kind of mean. They kind of mean. They are absolutely stunning, but they kind of want to stay with each other. They get a little tangly-uppy, and they're so beautiful. It's worth it. It's worth it. And then here is where I've got to so far. I thought I would have my other little bird finished, but I did not get my, if I hadn't done the little square he's sitting on, let me see if I can get good coloration, maybe right there, maybe. Yeah, possibly right there. So it is beautiful. It's going really fast. I do use a pin stitch to start, but I also try to run my thread. And there's one right here that I need to re-pull through there. I'll show the back side here. I do intend to line it also, but there's the back side so you can kind of see. You can stop it and see kind of how where everything's at. So I do a pin stitch start, but I run it under a few threads first. And then this one, evidently, I forgot to run under first, right there. So I'm gonna have to use my little tail grabber thing and pull it back through. But I am loving this thing. And I can't wait to have it finished. I wanna have it finished and take it to Stitch West Fall. That is my plan, for it to go to Stitch West Fall with me. I'll put this, oh, let me grab this in here. Put this back through here. Like I said, I'm trying to keep things somewhat together. And here's the thing with this though, I'm using this as a bag, but I have not made myself a little thread bed yet. And I think I have an extra one. I don't know, I may have it in a bag already, I don't know, but anywho. I think now we're just down to my finish, which I am so excited about. I told you it was my last goal. I had 4 goals for, oh, I didn't bring my cross stitch journal, but I had 4 goals to do my 2 patriotic pieces, to finish my carnival cat, and to finish my Santa's Night Tree by Hello from Liz Matthews. And I finished my stitching on my Santa's Night Tree. Got it all done. And I am ecstatic because it's beautiful. And I was very aggravated at my, you know what? I'm finished with this book. I can use it in this bag for my Hexie bag. I was very aggravated at myself for not having it done. Hello, you want to come say hi or no? Not this morning. Look at our girl. She gets so big and her hair's getting so long so she can have a bun at dance. Did you have fun at dance camp? Mm-hmm. Can you tell me what your favorite part was?
Not the splits, definitely not the splits.
Not the splits?
No.
One girl didn't want to do her splits.
So we had to do it for like 20 hours.
They had to stay in the splits till the other girl got down in her splits.
But she never did, so.
She never did do it? The teacher finally relented?
No, so we just had to wait until it was time to go to the snack break.
And see, what did Shug tell you? Shug said, listen, I'd have leaned over and said, listen, girl, you finna get in the splits or I'm about to split your lip, you pig. And Kimmy said we couldn't say that though, didn't she?
No.
She said we couldn't choose violence in school like that. And I said, listen, you ain't in trouble as long as nobody hears you, okay?
I just, I leaned over and told her, hey, can you please get in the splits? Everybody's dying over here since you're not in the splits.
Right, we're all dying.
Yes.
So.
So can I go and get some fabric so I can sew your bag?
Yeah, go see what fabric you like in there and then we'll see what you find.
Okay.
She'd been wanting to sew, and last night I told her she was too sleepy. I was afraid she'd fall over on her needle and poke her eye out. Because they were exhausted. They had played all day. They swam. We went to Harry Potter. They had played in the yard. Like I said, Dust and Catch were here. It was a big day. We had a big, big day. But I'm all done. I've got the reins going on him, the little back stitch on his hand and his hat. I had talked about not putting the trim on the windows. What I did change was I didn't use stark white. I used the fawn. I don't know. Y'all know I'm a weirdo. I felt like the white was super bright on there. Sorry, y'all. And so I used the fawn for my trim for the little lattice work on the windows and stuff and the doors. So I just used the fawn for that. What else did I do? So I finished all my plaid. I don't think I have any naked spots in my plaid. So I have to go back and look again to be sure there are no naked spots in my plaid, but I don't think there are. I am not gonna put the big buttons on because I have stars and stuff up here that I don't want to cover up and little snowdrops already. So I don't think I'm gonna put the big buttons. Oh yeah, baby, that was you picked that out, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was either you picked that out or sister did. One or the other. You snuck up on me. How long were you there waiting on me? She did sneak up, y'all. I didn't hear. So I am all ready, and because I don't want to really mess this up, I'm sending it to Patty, and Patty's going to sew it together and send it back. And because I'm a fret. I am a fret, but I'm so excited to have this done. And so now I have to set myself 4 new goals, which will be my 2 patriotic pieces. And then I want to finish, and I thought I grabbed them here. Okay, I did, here they are. I want to try to finish, well, I know I'll get this one finished for sure. This one won't be hard. I need to finish my specialty stitches here, which it was from Jingle Ball, and it was by Jeanette Douglas. So this guy I want to finish. I think I just have to finish the tree quilt stars, and then this Longagrin, or however you say that word, stitch that's around the outside here. Finish my tree, and then do the 2 yellow quilted stars here. And I stitched it where it said. I wish I hadn't given myself such a big border. That's kind of insane, but whatever. I don't know why things like that bother me so much, but that should be an easy finish for this month. So that one should be 100% doable. And then I have either my Jane Green off or and this will be a share after it comes back from Patty fixing it, but she didn't have hers anymore, so it will be a share in the near future. I am going to finish off hopefully this month, and it may take longer because this one is hard for me to see. And if I can't finish this month, I may give up on this one. Okay, here's the thing. I may just give up on this one if I can't. I love it, and it's so beautiful. But it's hard for me kind of to see on here. So this is going to be, I'm going to try to get it finished. And if I just can't see it, then that's when I'm going to say, okay, and pass it on. Because I can't, if I can't see it, I'm not fighting it anymore.
Do you know where a needle is? Because I can't
Right. There should be an extra right in here, babe. Let's see which one is not so sharp. That guy, but don't drop him because he'll, sure enough, you know what? Here, let's put him on this.
Okay.
Let's put him through this piece of fabric, that piece of felt, and then when you carry him, we won't have to worry about him falling and getting in your toes so much, right?
Yeah, because I also need to go in my
We've already had enough foot trauma, haven't we?
Yeah.
No more. If I can't see it, I love it on this fabric, but I was having a hard time seeing it, one, and the pattern, I was having a little bit of a hard time seeing the pattern, so I was struggling. And so this is Signs from Heaven. It is so beautiful, and it was a gift, and I've got to get it finished because I love it. I love it. I think it is so beautiful. But I am going to try very hard to get focused. I think I'm going to maybe start right up here and start to try to come down the tree here. And I think then I can start on my bird, and then maybe. So that is going to be my August piece. Big piece that I'm trying to finish. And then I think the only thing I will have really left is my Jane Greenoff sampler that isn't done. So I've got my words done, my borders done. I had messed up down here and I had to pull out. So that's done. So hopefully now I can get on with stitching it and get it finished, because I love it. We all know I love cardinals and I want to get it done. So hopefully the month of August, we will have a finish on this, and I will be ecstatic because I want to have it displayed. Here are the beautiful colors. I had them on bobbins and then I took them off the bobbins. Yes, go in y'all's room, y'all's bedroom. And here's the TV.
Yeah.
And I think it's either in the drawers, either on this side or this side.
Okay.
I think it's on the right side.
Okay.
So hopefully that will be my big finish for August, and I can be so excited about that. Patty says, she sent me that we're starting the 1776 stitch by Screen Door, which is so beautiful. I had saved it to photos, so I was really, she said, listen, I've got us in 2 sales, and I think she thought, I was gonna be like, oh, but I was like, yes. Because it's that one, and then on December 1st, we're gonna be starting Cat and Cardinal, which is beautiful. And so those will be some sales we're starting. Did I miss anybody? No. So I will, I did. I forgot her. I got a few stitches in my Jubilee. Not too many. I got a little bit done on her coat and Day of Jubilee. She got a little bit of attention. Where's the board? I'll just flop her on here real quick. Not too much. She didn't get very much, maybe a row or two, a couple of rows. The other thing I'm going to do is divide her up into like sections. So I'll be sure I'm finished by July 4th next year. because this is my big 13 for the 250th. That is going to be that's my big piece to finish like that. So that's my day of Jubilee. So I did get, I got a decent amount of stitching done. Now, if you don't want to, I think that's all the questions and comments. Tracy, please put those dishes in your hutch. Please. She said she has her grandpa's dishes and she wants to put china and she wants to put them in her hutch. Please, please, please put them in your hutch. And you will see him and think of them every time and be so happy. If you're not interested in the quilts, you can jump off like now. Y'all, and please subscribe and like. One of y'all said, oh, hang on before I forget. Shares for last week. Louise Setzer, 488. Horrible writing. Mary Lou, 5209. Char J, 57. Char J, 57. And Janet of All Trades, 65. If y'all will email me, I did not get any mail out this week. So Glee and who else from last week? Heard from Glee and from Linda. So Karen and Boo Boo's Nana, please holler at me so I can get everything in the mail next week. I didn't even try to think about it this week. The girls were here and I was just busy having a fun time. Now, our shares this week before I do quilts. This one I want to talk about because I want y'all to go look at We Stitch and We Know Things. Their Flosstube. Ash is working on this. G, your hair is so cute. I love it. G and Ash, it's a mom and daughter duo that have We Stitch and We Know Things. And Ash is stitching on this and she changed up a few things on it. It's so cute. It's by Country Cottage Needleworks. And use the word night for this one. Because it's called Silent Night by Country Cottage Needleworks. It is beautiful. I thank everybody from Priscilla and Chelsea on down have stitched this. I think I'm the only person on the planet that has not stitched this. And I have it in my stash to stitch. This is the extra that one of y'all was sweet enough to send. So go look at their We Stitch and We Know Things. This is, and the rest are Plum Street. I was going to do all Plum Streets and then I remembered I wanted to talk about G and Ash's channel. This is Plum Street, Home for Christmas. And here again, I have these in my stash. Use the word home. This is stunning and I need to get it stitched. It is so beautiful. Use the word home. Be sure you subscribe and like. Please, everybody check and be sure you're subscribed. Sometimes you get unsubscribed to things and I'm not sure why. It happens to me all the time, so I try to remember to check. This is Cotton Bird, which is beautiful. Here again, I have it in my stash somewhere. I have got to do get my life right and get my stash straightened up. Patty's is so organized. Y'all know I'm gonna grow up to be like Patty one day, I wish. This is so beautiful. I love the cotton bowls on here. You know, we used to be cotton capital. Ellis County was huge cotton county. And I grew up across the street. There was a big cotton field across the street from my house, even when I grew up. So I do love it. I love Cotton Bird. It is beautiful. Use the word cotton, like C-O-T-T-O-N. And then this is Summer Delivery. Here again, I have all these in my stash and one of y'all was sweet enough to send these. Use the word delivery. Look how beautiful that is. So gorgeous. I stinking love this. So those will be shares for next week. Subscribe, like, and use the keyword comment. And now we're gonna turn this way and I'm gonna flip through these real quick. And I don't know the names of these. If some of you quilters want to try to help me out and tell me the names of them. Like I said, Granny stitched these with her Coke bottle glasses. And I'm just gonna try to kind of show them here real quick. And some of them I will try. So they're all hand stitched. A lot of them are cotton sacks. I don't know what this one is called. It is so beautiful. Catchy picked it. I may try to message some of y'all quilting folks. Neil, Tracy, Janelle, Carol, Sister Lee's, Colleen, gotta get with y'all, because I don't know the names of these. Like I said, here again, her little stitches on there. So beautiful. And like I said, some of them do need some repair work. We did contact a lady about with a long arm machine. I've got to get with her. And we love the fact that even the pieces were pieced, okay? So, right there, you can see, like there was a piece in the piece. The pieces she had, the scraps she had weren't big enough. And so she even pieced in her pieces. There's about 12 of them. So like I said, it shouldn't take me too long to flip through these. I have no clue what they're called. Like I said, they came here when Good Old Girl died, and they've been here ever since, and I have been meaning to parcel them out. And of course, at that time, sister's girls were little, my kids were young, but now they're not, right? They're not now. And so everybody needs to get these and get them in their home and displayed and using them. This one is like a 9-patch, but it's got, I don't know, like a cathedral window trim, what I think of a cathedral window trim in it. And that some of them are stained. They do have stains on them. But they are so pretty. And I love that, I mean, like I said, I was lucky enough to know her. She was amazing. She's the one that's from Andalusia, Alabama. She came here on a wagon. She told Daddy she remembered just days and days just riding on the wagon and her feet hanging down off the back of the wagon. This one is, I guess, a little later. It's a mix of hand and machine, but this is the one Aria picked. And she must have got a hold of some upholstery material, because some of this is real heavy, like upholstery fabric. But it has the sashing on it. Now, a lot of them don't have the sashing on, but this one even has sashing on it. But it's crazy heavy because of the upholstery fabric that's used in it. I don't know what it's called. It kind of meets up in the center. Like I said, I don't know what most of these are called. The next one is an album quilt from Mildred, Texas. And I don't know, I've got to talk to Daddy today. I didn't remember her living in Mildred, but I swear it don't say Milford, it says Mildred on it. So I've got to find out about that. So where everybody put their name in the center, and one of the ladies, this one cracks me up. It says the Carries, but the Carries, see, she did a boo-boo. And this one is machine pieced. But the Carries, see, she got a boo-boo right there. Let's see, right there, it says Mildred, Texas on it. So cute. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to hurry. This one. This is the one I think of as like a cathedral window, but it's not exactly like that. So I'm gonna need one of y'all to chime in and let us know what these are called. It is so pretty. This one is a mix of machine and hand. So I guess she started this one and then finished it later after she had a machine. But I don't know what this is called, but it is so beautiful. Okay, this is the one I picked. And I know y'all are gonna be shook because it's not super bright. And I struggled with not getting one of the super bright ones, but I just loved the Dresden plate. And it's different because I thought all Dresden plates were just like applique on top, but she came back, and maybe this is how you're supposed to do it and I just didn't know. And it's cut out on the back. Where she stitched it on, then she cut out the back part. And I would have just appliqued that on top and left it, right? But that's not, and I mean, not that I know anything about what I'm doing, okay? I don't know anything about it, but that would have been my thought was too, but maybe it's too hard to quilt through the 3 pieces. I don't know. But it is so beautiful. This was one of the ones that it was hard for me not to say, this is the one I want. Look at that. And see, it's like triangles on, it's like a big triangle, make up more triangle. I don't know. But it is beautiful. Now it has the sashing on it. So pretty. So pretty. I think we're about halfway, y'all. But here again, here is her little stitches all on the back. And I loved her. She was so sweet. She was always very calm, very. And when I would want to eat cornflakes instead of eating my dinner, she would say, Velma, give that baby her cornflakes. So, so pretty. Is everybody waiting on me?
Just touch on my lashes.
Okay. This is another one with the sashing on it. It's just like what I call the quilting star. I don't know what it's called for real though, but so beautiful with that red check border. I love it. I always think in her she had a good eye, even though she was just having to use scraps. I always think she had a good eye for color and put in things together pretty. back in the day when no one knew about a color wheel, or nobody in my family did, I promise. I don't know that she had any formal education that I'm aware of at all. My grandparents, her daughter had a 2nd grade education, and my grandpa had a 6th grade. So pretty sure she was not aware of a color wheel. This is just like, I think this is a 9-patch. This is what I call a 9-patch. I don't know if that's right or not. I think it's pressed. This one is like it's been pressed. So I don't know if it was close to going in the, if it was going to go in the frame. I don't know whatever happened to her frames. I don't remember them being, I remember them being hanging in the house. But I don't remember them after she was gone. I don't remember what happened to them, and we didn't find them in the house afterward. So I'm assuming that after Granny died, they give them away to somebody who could use them, because, you know, that's what people did back then. This one's gonna have to have some repair work because the fabric is shredding. And she was, you know, she didn't give herself too much edge because, you know, you couldn't be wasting no fabric. But this one doesn't, I don't know if that's what you call that. That's what I call shredding. I don't know. You can see on this one right here. See how it's pretty shredded right there on the edges. So that one's gonna have some repair work done. I will try to repair it if this is one of the ones somebody chooses and they need some help. I will try to. I'm sure there are people who are much more knowledgeable than myself that know how to repair that better. I would just seam over it and do, I don't know what it's called. I know it's called Shishido, or it's kind of a Japanese repair that I never knew had a name, but I used to have to do it on James Williams breeches when we were young and real poor. And they only cut his length of pants 3 times a year, every 4 months, I think. They didn't even do it quarterly. And so when they would wear out in the here or on the knees or whatever, I would have to do a patch that I would then stitch over this way and stitch over this way, across and down to catch it, because they had to last until they cut them again. That, because Wrangler only they didn't keep 40s all the time, 40 inseam pants all the time. Here again, I have no clue what this one is called. It is beautiful. There's more piecing in the piecing when she didn't have enough. You can see it really good here on that little red right here, but she matched it up. I mean, it ain't too far off. She tried to match them up, I guess, when she could match them up to keep it from being super noticeable. But we got one more, guys. Thank y'all for hanging on through. Like I said, I'm curious to hear from some of you that know more about quilting, and I know less than nothing. I'd have to learn something to know nothing, okay? This one to me is a very boy one. I don't know, it's like I don't know where she got this fabric. I'm sure it's a dress fabric, but because of the way she put it together, it's very manly looking to me. So it'd be perfect in a boy, you know, in a boy's room or whatever. But she turned them kind of on the diagonals or something. I don't know. It is very pretty. So these will go, and all of my kids will have one, and all my kids will have one. My sister and myself. My sister will have one. My sister's kids will each have one. And then there will be ones for her kids. There may be 1 or 2 left over, and I guess I'll hang on to those and see if Sage or Shell ever decide to have kids, then there will be one for their kids. So, anywho. But I'm gonna jump off here. Oh, I went a little bit over. I'm an hour and 5 minutes. And get this uploaded. And y'all have a happy Friday, a great weekend, and enjoy your stitching. Bye.